What the? What? Huh? Hello, I'm back. Nice to see you again. I wish that were true, like I could actually see you. Like if we could have like this massive FaceTime thing. Massive, like I have like a huge following. I do not. It'd be cool though. So this is my newest little bobblehead. Do you know who it is? I'll let you comment on it. So, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Some of you may already know. Nafe is not a conventional boyo. He is not. I know I've said this before, but I have to drive this point home. He's constantly coming up with crazy, unique ideas that are more than just a little abnormal. My motto is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But Nafe's is more along the lines of, if it works perfectly fine, surely it can work a lot better, so I'm going to break it and reinvent it. Seriously, that's what he does. He has a 3-step manner when it comes to sort of convincing me of his wacky ideas. He has the idea, I see the spark, and he starts to slowly bring it into conversation and convince me of something. That convincing part can take anywhere from 24 hours to several weeks. And then eventually he brings this crazy idea to life, and somehow I end up liking it. It's a bizarre situation. Okay, so it was winter 2015, a particularly cold winter. In fact, it was recorded as the coldest in 115 years in Ottawa. Yeah, seriously cold. So Nafe was out all day, and I decided to tackle cleaning out this very packed cupboard. And it was like full of old computer parts and unfinished projects. Stuff I knew I had to go through, and I didn't want to battle with Nafe over a bunch of old computer parts and box loads of cords. Why do we always seem to have so many computer cords? It's crazy. So anyways, I tackled this cupboard, and it required a lot of heavy lifting. After moving out half of the contents of the cupboard, I tried reaching for this very awkward heavy bag that was like behind a couple of boxes at the back of the cupboard, and it required me sort of like bending really, really awkwardly over these other boxes. And well, it happened really quickly, and I just winced in pain and somehow pulled this muscle at my back, and I was in like horrendous pain. I knew this wasn't going to go down well with Nafe because, I tend to do these things. Start a project that is a little over my head, but I'm determined to get it done, and often end up hurting myself because I'm clumsy as heck and I'm stubborn as heck, and I don't seem to know when to quit even when it's hurting me. So he gets back home, and the living room is full of boxes, and I'm laying on the sofa with a heating pad on my back and watching Guardians of the Galaxy for the 5th time. I love that movie so much.
I am Groot.
No, wait, he doesn't say it like that at all, does he?
I am Groot.
Does he do it like that, or do I sound like Yoda? Anyways, okay, so he sees me on the sofa, obviously in pain, and he's like, "Why do you always take on more than you can handle? You're so stubborn." Something along those lines, I think he said. He wasn't happy about the situation I'd put myself in, and he took care of me. He prepared dinner, and he gave me some painkillers, and he was just being super sweet. And he made us dinner, and in bulk as usual, because that's all he seems to know. And we had noodles for days. But he lovingly checked on me frequently, and he propped me up with pillows, and He was super doting. He's amazing that way. Weeks went by and I continued to struggle. I was just always in pain. And Nafe was, like I'd be sitting at my desk and he'd prop me up with pillows and he put a stool under my desk to lift my knees up and my legs. And, he even rigged up this like little pulley system to sort of hoist myself forward. He's so inventive. But nothing was really relieving the pain, and I'm stubborn and didn't go to the doctor or do anything, like I probably should have, but I didn't. And but he was so determined to help me, and then he had an idea. I was preparing a tea, and he says to me, "I wonder if you could use hydrotherapy." I'm like, "Hydro what?" My eyes squinting suspiciously, knowing full well he's considering something and that he's gauging my reaction. My spidey INFJ senses are kicking into high gear because I'm pretty sure he's about to tell me something I'm not on board with. "Hydrotherapy," he responds. Like a hot tub to help you with your back pain because, it can promote blood circulation and that might encourage the healing process. Something along those lines, he says. So I let out a laugh and I'm like, right, okay, so where are we going to put this hot tub exactly? We live in a tiny little condo. Should we clear some space off the kitchen counter here? I move a sugar bowl off into the cupboard. Yeah, I can be sarcastic sometimes. So a few more weeks pass by and he brings up the crazy idea of hydrotherapy a few times. And I even see him looking at adverts online of hot tubs and that. Almost as if he's on the verge of like following through on said crazy idea. So, like I had to put on the brakes here. So I turn to him and I look him straight in the eyes, my head sort of half cocked and my eyes showcasing that infamous INFJ death glare. And I'm like, "Nafe, you're not actually thinking of getting a hot tub, right? Because this is like a ridiculous, crazy, ridiculous idea, right?" So he kind of like smiles, that adorable smile. Look at him. Yeah, he's so sweet. And, he makes it so hard for me to be angry. And so like he replies, "Well, I want you to just hear me out. What if we did get an inflatable hot tub and temporarily cleared out the space in the dining room and, we could just, set it up temporarily and, if you didn't like it, we could always return it or we could sell it after a couple of weeks, of it healing you." And like he's convincing me, or at least trying to convince me that this is something we should do. There it was. He was actually thinking this was a genuinely good idea. So, I'm like, "Nafe, I swear to you, we cannot have a bloody hot tub in our dining room. It makes no sense. We can't do this." It's true, though. We did live on the ground floor and, if it did flood, if it did, it wouldn't be too serious. And, the healing factor is pretty... Wait, what the heck am I doing? Why was I entertaining this insane idea? Why does he do this? How does he do this to me? There's this side of me that's somehow drawn to his crazy ideas, like a moth to a flame. I mean, I might just go up in flames if I agree to this, or in the very least, flood my condo. I felt like I was in a Dr. Seuss book, and I'm waiting for the Cat in the Hat to pop his head around the corner to give me some crazy idea. And you know what? The Cat in the Hat is actually Nafe. Nafe. He is totally... The Cat in the Hat is an INTP. He's got to be. But, as adamant as I was in my response, I think I left a hint of je ne sais quoi, giving him that lingering feeling that the topic's not really off the table. I don't know if this was intentional on my part, but maybe it was. So a few days go by and I spot him sending an email to someone. Not that I'm nosy, but I just happen to read what are the dimensions in the subject line. And so I ask him about it and he's just like, "Oh, I saw this ad and I was curious about, the dimensions, like, cause what if, you never know, and he's being all cute and funny about it. And so a couple of weeks later we have a date night and, it was great. A lovely evening out, go to the movies. But when I got home, I saw this huge box on the balcony. What is this? I yelled, shocked and confused. Well, I wasn't really confused. Let's face it. I kind of, let's not beat around the bush. I kind of suspected he was going to do this and followed through on this. So yeah, he had purchased the hot tub, an inflatable hot tub. And, I look at him and he's sheepishly grinning. And, he'd cleaned out the dining room hours before when I was out shopping, and he had it delivered when we were at dinner. And, so he assembles it, and within a few hours we had a hot tub dining room, and it was outrageous, totally mad, but somehow incredible. We even opened the window and had this, the snow sort of blowing in. And we popped ourselves into this 6-man hot tub. My youngest son set up an anime for us, and I made a bunch of smoothies and chips and whatnot. Crisps in England. Crisps. It was good. It was huge. It took up almost the entire dining room. We had a hot tub dining room. So days, weeks, months passed, and we continued to have this hot tub in the dining room, and we could literally step out of bed, a few steps down the hallway and into a hot tub before heading out to work. And, it was pretty amazing. And it only took a couple of weeks before I noticed a considerable change in my back. The pain was slowly dissipating. And so, eventually it just went away. And I'm now a firm believer in hydrotherapy. That's my hot tub dining room story. And, it's... I can't imagine a lot of people have experienced this. Oh, I bet you're wondering about that opening scene. Well, it happened. Yeah. I was ankles deep in water, and it was terrifying. A major freak out. Nafe was refilling the hot tub at one point, and the hose slipped out. He was busy on his computer and didn't realize. And before we knew it, the condo was filling up with water. It was terrifying. Oh my gosh. Fortunately, we managed to take care of it very quickly, and we had a massive machine at the ready to suck up all the water, and then we sprayed down this mold stuff, and yeah, it was okay, thank goodness. But yeah, it wasn't long after that we sort of packed it up. Probably had it for almost a year though, and it was freaky, but it was pretty damn cool. Unconventional and wacky in his ideas, beautifully outrageous at times, and somehow always winning me over. It's never a dull moment with him. Maybe embracing the strange and unusual, the odd, isn't so bad. It's interesting when you don't allow restrictions like social norms stop you from experiencing or learning new things. Things that can actually benefit you, like a hot tub for a bad back. I was healed by water, and that's pretty neat. See ya!